Hello friends, welcome to my channel Methodology Maths by Pratik Grover sir. Our today's topic would be the optional exercise of third chapter in 10th NCERT book, which is 3.7, the optional exercise. The word optional, though it means that they're not going to ask in board exams, it is clearly mentioned, but board also mentions that they can ask anything from NCERT exemplar also, and these type of sums are from the exemplar books of similar types. So we would be doing this exercise. Those who have opted for maths basic in boards, they don't need to do this exercise. Those who have opted for maths standard, take my advice, do these sums very carefully and make it a compulsion to solve each and every sum from all the optional exercise of all the chapters. What happens is these are HOTS. HOTS means higher order thinking skills. So we should learn the depth of these questions and we should implement them and we should be able to solve them. For this, you should understand the questions very clearly. The main thing of maths is we should understand the questions very clearly. So let us start with the first question of 3.7 exercise, which is an optional exercise. Now, while I will be dictating the sum, I will also be explaining the knowledge or the logic behind the sum. First understand the logic, then only start solving the sum. The ages of two friends, Annie and Biju, differ by 3 years. There are two friends, Annie and Biju. The difference between their ages is 3 years. Annie's father, Dharam, is twice as Annie. Annie's father is twice as old as Annie. And Biju is twice as old as her sister Kathy. Biju is twice as old. Biju has a sister and he is twice as old than her sister Kathy. That is, Kathy is actually half the age of Biju. The ages of Kathy and Dharam differ by 30 years. The age of Dharam is the father of Annie, and Kathy is the sister of Biju. The difference between their ages 30 years. Find the age of Annie and Biju. Now, they have clearly said that Annie and Biju are two friends. They have the difference between their ages 3 years. Now, Annie's father is Dharam and Biju's sister is Kathy. Dharam is twice as old as Annie and Kathy is actually half the age of Biju. Here it is written Biju is twice as Kathy, but I am explaining that Kathy is half of Biju. So you should be logically sound enough to understand this and to implement this. Then the difference between the age of Kathy, that is sister of Biju, and Dharam, that is father of Annie, is 30 years. Find the age of Annie and Biju. Now understand this very clearly. Whenever difference of two things are given, we have learned in younger sections while we were in 7th or 8th about commutative property. Addition is commutative, means if sum of any two things are given, then there is no need to check which should be written first or other should be written later. Means, for example, if I give you sum of two ages are 40 years, then you write x plus y equal to 40 or you write y plus x equals to 40. It doesn't make any difference. But if I say you that difference of 2 years is 3 years, difference of the age of 2 persons is 3 years. So it will make a huge difference, or the answer will not be satisfied only when you take one to be elder and the other to be younger. For example, two friends like there, Annie and Biju, their age is different by 3 years. So how will you judge Annie is elder or Biju is elder? If you can't judge who is elder, so you cannot judge whether x minus y will be 3 or y minus x will be 3. Because in both the scenarios, the answer would be different. So if such a condition arises where you don't know which one is elder than the other, or it should be mentioned in the question that he is elder and he is younger, but nowhere it is mentioned who is elder, who is younger. So if nowhere is mentioned, and difference is said to us, so we should be sound enough to understand we have to take two cases. In first case we will take Annie is elder, and in the second case we will take Biju is elder. In both the cases we have to solve these sum. That would give us the first equation. Now the second equation, you are comparing the father of one friend and the sister of other friend. Between them the age difference is 30 years. Now in this case, obviously the father of the friend will be elder than the sister of the other friend. So here you don't have to take two cases. Here you have to by default accept the fact that the age of Annie's father is more than the age of Biju's sister. So in that case, don't get confused. You have to take only one equation, no two cases. You have to take two cases when you don't know the ages, which are almost means the logically which you cannot prove yourself. So Annie and Biju both are friends. Who is elder, who is younger, you cannot tell that. So you have to take both the case. You have to consider both of them to be elder in each case. But in case of father and daughter, or father or a sister of a friend, then you can definitely say that father is elder than the sister. Okay. So let us start this sum. The question asks us Annie and Biju. So let us take them as x and y. Let ages of Annie and Biju be x and y years. Ages of Annie and Biju be x and y years. Now if Annie is x years, Annie's father, that is Dharam, he's twice as old as Annie, so he will be 2x years. And Biju's sister, that is Kathy, she is half the age of Biju. Why half the age? Because Biju is twice the age of Kathy, so Kathy would be half the age of Biju. So Kathy would be y by 2 years. You got all the variables. Now I am taking the second condition first, that difference between Dharam and Kathy. So because that equation is definite that Dharam is elder than the Kathy, so I am keeping that equation to be my first equation. Therefore, Dharam's age minus Kathy's age is equal to 30. This is given to us. What is Dharam's age? 2x. What is Kathy's age? Y by 2 equals to 30. Don't take 2 directly to the right hand side as they are getting divided. So let us do multiplication right hand side. No, you cannot do that. First you have to take LCM over here, then only this 2 can be transferred. This denominator 2 can only be transferred when 2 is the common denominator of left hand side. But here 2 is only the denominator of one term, not the second term. So if I take LCM, this will become 4x minus y upon 2 equals to 30. Now you can take 2 on that side. So it will become 4x minus y equals to 60. This is your first equation. Let it be your first equation. Now comes your conditions, whether Annie is elder or Biju is elder. So let us divide into case 1. Let Annie is elder than Biju. Let Annie is elder than Biju. So if Annie is elder than Biju, then Annie's age minus Biju's age will be equal to 3 years, because Annie is elder, so obviously we do elder minus younger. So x minus y equals to 3 years. X minus y equals to 3 years. This becomes your second equation. Now solve these two equations. I will be subtracting both equations because the coefficient of y are same. So subtracting equation number 1 and 2 without multiplication, because y has the same coefficient, but the sign are same, so we are subtracting. 4x minus y equals to 60. X minus y equals to 3. If I do subtraction, minus plus minus, this will cancel out. So 3x will be equals to 57. This 3 will get divided. So x will be equals to 57 divided by 2, that is 19 years. Substituting this value of x in second equation. Substituting value of x in equation number second. So 19 minus y equals to 3. This y will go on the right hand side, 3 will come on the left hand side. 19 minus 3 equals to y. So y will be equals to 16 years. So these are the ages of Annie and Biju if Annie is elder than the Biju. Now the second condition, what if Biju is elder than Annie? If Biju is elder than Annie, so we have to consider the second equation as different value. So case 2, Biju is elder than Annie. Therefore, Biju's age minus Annie's age will be 3 years. This is case 2. See, this equation of Dharam and Kathy will remain same because we know definitely that Dharam is elder than Kathy. This will not get interchanged. But here the difference will be made. Biju is elder, then it will become y minus x equals to 3. And we know that x minus y and y minus x are not same. So we have to consider both the equation. That's why this question is considered to be HOTS, that is higher order thinking skills. Okay, so please don't get confused. In examination, if you are not sure enough which one is elder, which one is younger, you have to take both the cases. So now this becomes my third equation, and I will be neglecting the second equation because it was our case 1. We will be doing 1 and 3. Now looking at 1 and 3, see if I rearrange it, so let me change it. As we know that we require x in the first place and y on the second place. If I just rearrange it, it will become minus x plus y equals to 3. The negative sign should remain with x and y should remain positive. This is my third equation. Why I have kept the equation this way? So that I can easily eliminate this. See, y here is negative, y here positive. You can directly add equation 1 and 3. Adding equation 1 and 3. So 4x minus y equals to 60 minus x plus y equals to 3. So y will cancel out. This will be 3x equals to 63. Now x will go in the denominator. So 63 divided by 3, that is 21 years. This is your x. To find y, substituting in the value of 3. Substituting value of x in equation number 3. So minus 21 plus y equals to 3. This minus 21 will go on the right hand side. It will become plus. So y equals to 3 plus 21, that is 24 years. So you got your two answers. Now what happens is sometimes what happens, one of these answers becomes negative. So if one of this answer becomes negative, but age can never be negative. So in that scenario, you have to say that this case is not possible. If in any one of the case, the values comes out to be non-acceptable, then write over there that this case is not possible. So our final answer will be the one which is left. But here the answers of both the cases came out to be possible values. 21 years and 24 years are also possible. 19 and 16 years are also possible. So if both the scenarios are possible, so we have two answers. Either Annie is 19 years and Biju is 16 years, or Annie is 21 years and Biju is 24 years. Any one of these values are possible. Let us proceed towards second sum. Second sum, one says, give me 100 friend, I shall then become twice as rich as you. The other replies, if you give me 10, I shall be 6 times as rich as you. Tell me what is the amount of their capital. Means initially they were having how much value. So the question says that one friend says to the other, please give me 100 rupees, then I will become twice as rich as you. The other friend replies, rather giving me 100 to you, you just give me 10 rupees, I will become 6 times as rich as you. So how much amount they were having initially. So let the amount with friends. Let the amount with first friend be equals to rupees x and that with second friend be equals to rupees y. One friend is having x rupees and the other one is having y rupees. Now the first one says give me 100 rupees. So if second friend will give 100 rupees to x, so the amount of the rupees which will be remaining with y will be y minus 100. So I am writing y gives for second friend gives 100 rupees to first friend. If second friend gives 100 rupees to first friend, amount with first friend got the money. So amount with first friend will be x plus 100 and amount with second friend will be amount with second friend. He gave the money. So y minus 100. The initial money they were having were x and y. So if I give 100 rupees to x, he will get x plus 100. But I have taken 100 from y. Then it will have, he or she will have y minus 100. After giving 100 from y to x, he says, first friend says, I become twice as rich as you. So that means x plus 100 will be 2 times y minus 100. X plus 100 will be equals to 2 times y minus 100. Opening the brackets, so x plus 100 will be 2y minus 200. This 2y will go that side, 100 will come on this side. So x minus 2y equals to minus 200 minus 100. This positive 100 will go on that side, will be minus 100. So x minus 2y will be minus 300. This is your first equation. Now second friend says give me 10 rupees and I will become 6 times as rich as you. So first friend gives rupees 10 to second friend. So amount with first friend will be x minus 10 rupees. This will be the amount with first friend. Amount with second friend will be y plus 10 because he has taken 10 rupees from the friend. Now second friend says he becomes 6 times as rich as the first friend. So we can write y plus 10 equals to 6 times x minus 10. Opening the bracket, so y plus 10 will be equals to 6x minus 60. I am taking y on this side and 60 on that side. So 10 plus 60 equals to 6x minus y. From this I will get 6x minus y equals to 70. This is my second equation. So you got your first equation, you got your second equation. Solve these two equations by any method, elimination, cross multiplication, substitution, graphical, any method, you will get the final answer. I hope You understood this sum? If not, then go back to the video and again see this. It's very important sum. All these type of questions are important for those who have taken standard, so that their mental ability increases. Let us proceed towards the third sum now. So let us proceed towards third sum. Our third sum says a train covered a certain distance at a uniform speed. If the train would have been 10 km per hour faster, it would have taken 2 hours less than the scheduled time. And if the train was slower by 10 km per hour, it would have taken 3 hours more than the scheduled time. Find the distance covered by the train. In any distance, speed, time questions, always remember the distance can never be variable. Distance को कभी वेरिएबल लेना ही नहीं. स्पीड को ले सकते हो, टाइम को ले सकते हो, और मोस्टली स्पीड को ही वेरिएबल लेना पड़ेगा और टाइम को कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा. बट वो कब लेना पड़ेगा? स्पीड को वेरिएबल कब लेना है? जब दो गाड़ियां या दो व्हीकल्स कंपेयर किए जा रहे हैं. इफ two vehicles are getting compared, then take x and y for the speeds of both the vehicles respectively. But in case if there is only one vehicle, then we will take speed as one variable and time as other variable. Here there is only one vehicle, that is train. There was a scheduled speed of the train, scheduled time for the train, and there was a definite speed of the train, uniform speed. But using that uniform speed and using that definite scheduled time, we will able to get the distance traveled by the train. Understand the logic. But if the question is, if speed is increased, then time taken for the same journey will be less. The journey is same, na? Again, new case, if speed is decreased, time will be taken more for the same distance. That is pretty sure. So how to solve this sum? And the question is, find the distance traveled by the train. So if they are asking for the distance traveled, don't take distance as variable. I have already told you, take speed and time as the variable. So let us start writing this sum. I have written actually some part. So let the speed of the train be x km per hour and the time taken be y hours. Speed and time I have taken variable. This is the scheduled time and this is the regular speed of the train. If this is the regular speed, this is the regular time, then multiplication of 2, speed into time, will give you the distance. So the distance train covered will be xy kilometers. This distance remains constant for the whole sum now. This distance remains constant for the whole sum now. Distance not changes. Speed and time are getting changed. So when the new speed is, it is 10 km per hour faster than the older one. So the new speed is x plus 10 km per hour. And the time taken to cover the same distance will be 2 hours less. 2 hours less means y minus 2 hours. Now using this new speed and new time, if I multiply these two, I will get the same distance because the distance is covered same. So distance covered will be speed into time, this new speed into new time. If I multiply these two, as you know, multiplying two brackets is first term with the whole bracket and second term with the whole bracket. So x into y will be xy, x into minus 2 will be minus 2x, 10 into y will be 10y, 10 into minus 2 will be minus 20. And the distance covered we already knew was xy. So on the left hand side it was already xy. This xy and xy will get cancelled out. I am taking this minus 2x and 10y on the left hand side. So this minus 2x will become plus 2x and plus 10y will become minus 10y. Equals to, this will remain minus 20. All are even numbers, so take 2 common. If I take 2 common, it will become x minus 5y equals to minus 20. This 2 will go in the denominator, so x minus 5y equal to minus 20 by 2. X minus 5y is minus 10. This becomes my first equation. Now, new speed. If the speed is less, if the speed is 10 km per hour less, the new time will be 3 hours more. That is y plus 3. Using the speed and time, if we multiply these two, then we will get the same distance because we are talking for the same distance. Therefore, distance covered will be x minus 10 multiplied by y plus 3. This distance covered is xy because the distance is not changing. Opening the bracket, First term with the first term, x into y. First term into second term, 3x. Second term into first term, minus 10y. Then minus 30. This x and xy cuts. I am taking this minus 30 on the right hand side. So there will be plus 30 equals to 3x minus 10y. Just I am writing in the proper way. 3x minus 10y equals to 30. You got these two equations. Solve these two equations by any method and you will definitely get your answer. X will be the speed, regular speed of the train, and time will be the regular time taken by the train. You can solve these two equations by any method. Let me proceed towards the fourth question. The students of class are made to stand in rows. Now, students of class are made to stand in rows. If 3 students are extra in a row, there would be 1 row less. Suppose I am just giving an example. Example देके ज़्यादा easily समझ आ जाएगा ये question. Suppose there are 10 rows. Example के तौर पे बोल रहा हूँ. Please इसको actual calculations में लेके मत सोचिएगा. There are 10 rows and I am saying in each row there are 11 students. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11 in each row. The question is, if you take 3 students extra in each row, means 11 का आपने हर रो में 14 खड़ा कर दिया, तो पूरी एक रो खत्म हो जाएगी. मतलब 10 रो के बदले रह जाएंगी 9 रोज. अंडरस्टूड? लास्ट रो के सारे बच्चों को निकाल दो और जितनी बची हुई रोज है उनके पीछे खड़ा कर दो, तो 3 बच्चे पीछे खड़े हो जाएंगे. सेकेंड केस, इफ 3 स्टूडेंट्स आर लेस, अब हर एक रो में से 3 बच्चे निकाल दो, मतलब 8 बच्चे रख दो. देयर वुड बी 2 रोज मोर, तो 2 रोज और बढ़ जाएंगी. फाइंड द नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इन क्लास. अब हाउ विल यू फाइंड द नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इन क्लास? इसको फाइंड करने के लिए कैसे करेंगे? अगर मुझे हर एक रो में कितने बच्चे हैं पता चल जाए और नंबर ऑफ रोज पता चल जाए, इफ आई गेट टू नो द नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स इन ईच रो and number of rows, I will multiply those and I'll get the total number of students in the class. So let us start with that manner only. Let us take, let number of rows equals to x and number of students in each row equals to y. Number of students in each row equals to y. Therefore, total number of students will be xy. This is same as this sum, distance one. Product is required. So the total number of students will be xy. Acha, one thing I forgot to tell you in third sum. After finding x and y, don't stop here in third sum. You have to find the distance. So multiply x and y, you'll get the distance. I remember because same thing is going to happen over in this sum. Now, case 1. If 3 students are added in each row, number of students in each row. 3 students are added in each row. So number of students in each row will be y plus 3. So how many rows will be reduced? 1 row will be reduced. So 1 row will be reduced and the number of rows will be x minus y, x minus 1. If 3 students increased in each row, number of students that are less from the number of rows which are reduced are 1. So the number of rows will be x minus 1. So multiplying these two will give me the total number of kids. That is already we have know that is xy. Therefore, total number of kids can be given as x minus 1 multiplied by y plus 3. These are the number of rows and number of students in each row. That will be equals to xy, because we already know that total number of students are xy. We are not increasing or decreasing their number. Opening the brackets will be xy plus 3x minus y minus 3 equals to xy. Please pay attention, this minus sign will multiply with them, so both of them will become minus. This xy and xy will cancel out. This will become 3x minus y. I am taking 3 on that side. So this becomes my first equation. Now, case 2. that if 3 students are removed from each row, number of students in each row, that is y minus 3. If number of students reduced from each row is 3, 2 more rows are added. So 2 more rows are added. The number of rows would be x plus 2. Again, multiplying these two will give me total number of kids, and total number of kids are correct xy. Therefore, total number of kids will be x plus 2 multiplied by y minus 3, multiplying this bracket, so it will be xy minus 3x plus 2y minus 6 equals to xy. xy will cancel out. This minus 3x and 2y I am keeping here as it is. This 6 will not go on that side. Don't take anything common. See, 2 and 3 nothing is common. Huh? This is my second equation. Solve first and second equation and find the answer of x and y. Don't stop over there. X is number of rows and y is the number of kids in each row. Multiply them both and you will get the total number of kids in each class. Total number of students in whole class. Fifth question. Now, in triangle ABC, angle C is equals to 3 times angle B, and that is equals to 2 times angle A plus angle B. Find 3 angles. This is actually not Hodge's question. I think so. This is a mistake by NCERT because the answer is very easy to this. Angle C is equals to 3 times angle B, that is equals to 2 times angle A plus angle B. This is given to you. All these three are equal to each other. Angle ABC are a form a triangle. So we know the angle sum property of triangle, that is 180 degree. We will apply that only. So first of all, we should be able to compare each of them with all the angles only to one angle. Suppose we know that angle C is equals to 3 angle B. This is the first part of this equation. We already know that. So in the final equation of angle sum property, angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals to 180, I can substitute angle C as 3 angle B. If angle C is converted to angle B is already angle B. If I able to convert angle A to angle B, then I will finally get angle B, because in that equation only angle B will remain. अगर एक बार मुझे angle B मिल गया, फिर angle C और angle A भी मिल जाएगा. तो angle C तो मुझे कंपैरिजन पता है. अब angle A का मुझे B से कैसे मिलेगा? इन दोनों से. Therefore, 3 times angle B is 2 times angle A plus angle B. Opening the brackets, so 3 times angle B will be 2 times angle A plus 2 times angle B. This 2 times angle B go on the left side. So 3 times angle B minus 2 times angle B equals to 2 times angle A. This is angle B equals to 2 times angle A. Okay, this is also good. Let it be a first equation. This will be to second equation. Now, by angle sum property of triangle, we have angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals to 180. Now I am substituting the value of C to B. So angle A plus angle B plus 3 angle B equals to 180. This I got from 1. This I got from the equation number 1, where angle C is equal to 3 times angle B. So this will become angle A, B plus 3B, that will become 4 times angle B equals to 180. Still there are two variables. I can substitute the value of B as 2 times angle A. So angle A plus 4 times angle B के बदले क्या लिख सकते हैं? 2 times angle A equals to 180 from 2. So angle A plus 8 times angle A equals to 180. 1 plus 8 will become 9 times angle A equals to 180. 9 will get divided. A equals to 180 divided by 9, that is 20. So angle A we got as 20. Using this we can get angle B. So angle B will be equals to 2 multiplied by 20, that is 40 degree, and angle C will be equals to 3 times angle B. 3 times multiplied by 40, 3 times multiplied by 40, that will equals to 120. Just in case, add all these three, it should come 180, which is angle sum property of triangle. Now, sixth sum will be doing it. Better option, sixth sum, take it as an homework, because this sum is similar to that sum of exercise 3.2 7th sum, in which two equations were given to you. You have to construct a graph for that, and you have to find the vertices of the triangle formed by the lines and x-axis. But here the equations given are 5x minus y equals to 5 and 3x minus y equals to 3. Using these two equations, find the graph of these two equations. You have already learned in 3.1 3.2. If not, then go back to my videos of 3.1 3.2. You will better understand it. Try to solve it by yourself. After solving this by yourself, find the vertices of the triangle formed by these two and the y-axis. Simple for you. So do it by yourself. If you have any doubt, please write in the comment section. I will definitely make a video for that sum alone, and I'll be giving the answers as in doubts. Okay. So that's all for today. The remaining part of this exercise will be explained in the next video. Stay tuned and keep practicing, and subscribe my channel. Thank you for supporting. Bye bye.